let's get it going. Felt like a King's Indian. Got a King's Indian. And I'm going to go with the Gawain special again. And this is definitely not one of the best tries for white by any means. Yep. And I'm going to try to be sneaky here. Yeah. Gives me that square. I already like my chances by a lot. Like knight takes, pawn takes, knight moves, knight takes e4, followed by bishop f5. You gotta look at those types of ideas. Here just looks like a... That depends. Okay, we'll do that. Looks like I just get my attack for free. A very, very good King's Indian. Go away. Seems like a fun thing to try. Okay. How bad do you want a pawn? That is greed, dude. You're gonna get crushed on the king side. Bishop g3. Yeah. This doesn't look fun. For you. Uh-huh. Looking pretty spiffy. All right, we'll go with it. How do I get in? Let's first put this guy back to keep a watch on some key squares. And if that moves, that's annoying. That gives you a bit of a problem there. And like we said, crushed on the king side. I get this line so frequently. It's like, it's not quite the Petrosian system. It's just mediocre. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. And I feel like king takes g2, f3, king g3, bishop e5 is definitely worth considering. Since he's doing this, I do not have a lot of faith that he is going to survive. Yeah. All right. So I feel like that was a relatively clean game. We'll see if I can improve in the middle game. Because I know the opening was right. And I've gotten this a lot because I not only play the King's Indian in general, but with the classical being e5, but knight c6, knight a6, bishop g4. I've played all of them at some point. I've always liked the opening. But you can get this line with knight a6 or knight bd7. So needless to say, I've practiced it a little bit. And are we going to get the engine to load, or what's going on today? I don't know. Engine's not coming on, so it's like I'll have to use my human eyes. And bishop d7 is one of those moves where I'm trying to sneaky my opponent, because I've seen like rook b1 before, for instance, where you get them with this type of trick. So that was one of the things why I took a pause and thought here. It's like, how can I, throw the line out there, try to catch something? And that's my fishing attempt there. And when I get a3, I see, because knight d2 wasn't played, and that's a move that's often played in this structure to hold the b3 square. And if this is played, we look at bishop h6 to get rid of our bad bishop. And you find the right moment. Well, some may ask, well, why can't I just play, for instance, a3 immediately to play b4? Well, after a4, you're going to have no counterplay on the queen side. Very important motif to understand. So we get knight b3 in, and already I feel like black has equalized and then some. And this is what I was looking at. This looks pretty good. So I take the B pair, and I get ready to play on this wing. Didn't like that. G5 it likes better, followed by F5. Typical play, but I was feeling a bit creative. As soon as I saw this, though, I knew there was not going to be any C5 break, and all this for a pawn when I still have my full attack on the king side and 3 minors to really probe with. That's not going to do it. And bishop h6. Interesting. I still like bishop g4. And the in-between move, ruining the pawn structure, is much stronger to be able to focus on a weakness. That makes a lot of sense. But I figured out a way to get a little bit of something here. h3 opens up my bishop. And I was looking if king takes g2, f3, king g3, bishop e5. I figured this would be mate, but I only saw to this point, to be completely honest. Rook f4 is very natural. And yeah, it's a coffin. But my opponent decided he had had enough after f3. Queen e8 does the same thing, but I was looking at, but I think it's same thing, kind of ideas with the queen going to e8. Yeah, it's a tomb. You can't get out.